everyone! Welcome back to our channel. My name is Mariana with Spanish 55, and today I'll share an amazing trick that will skyrocket your Spanish vocabulary without hours of tedious study. Are you ready? Let's get right into it. So, what are cognates? Cognates are words in Spanish and English that share the same Greek or Latin root, making them similar in spelling and meaning. About 90% of Spanish words that are cognates share the same meaning with words in English. Therefore, they're a great option if your goal is to expand your vocabulary in a faster way. By identifying cognates, you can smoothly gain knowledge of hundreds, if not thousands, of Spanish words that you already know. However, keep in mind that there might be small differences in terms of spelling and pronunciation. There are many Spanish cognate rules that you can learn, and too many words to list in this video, to be honest. So today, I'll be sharing the most useful cognate rules so that you can start using them as soon as possible without feeling overwhelmed. If you're interested in learning more, you can find a link to a document that contains all of the cognate rules in the description box below. So let's get started. So the first rule that I'll mention today is that most English words that end in "all" are usually identical to their Spanish equivalent. Here are some examples. Accidental, accidental. So as you can see, this word is identical in its written form. The only difference is the pronunciation. In Spanish, the stressed syllable is in the last position, and you need to emphasize the letter A. Accidental. Conventional, convencional. In this example, we have two almost identical words. The only difference is that in Spanish, we don't pronounce the letter T as a sh, as in conventional. And in this case, instead of adding a T, we add a C, which is pronounced in Spanish as an S. So the final sound is convencional. And also, the stressed syllable is in the last position. And we emphasize the letter A again. Convencional. Let me give you an example of both words used in a single sentence. El chef tuvo un éxito accidental por cambiar un ingrediente en una receta convencional. The chef had an accidental success by changing an ingredient in a conventional recipe. So let's move on to the second rule that I'll be talking about today. Most English words that end in "and" have a Spanish equivalent that ends in "ante." Let me show you some examples. Elegant, elegante. So, as I mentioned before, in this word, we change the "and" to "ante," and again, we change the emphasis from the English E to the Spanish A. Elegante. Important, importante. So, in here, again, we change that termination "and" to "ante," and the stressed syllable is in the second to last position. Let me give you an example using both words in a sentence. Marta solo usa ropa elegante cuando tiene un evento importante. Martha only wears elegant clothing when she has an important event. Time for the third rule. To turn an English word into a Spanish word, you just have to add "ar" or "ir" at the end of it. Insist, insistir. In this example, we just added "ir" in the last position, and again, the stressed syllable is in the last position. Insistir. Adopt, adoptar. This example is pretty similar to the last one. The only difference is that we added AR instead of IR. Here's an example of both words used in a sentence. Tuve que insistir mucho para adoptar a mi gato. I had to insist a lot to be able to adopt my cat. Let's check the fourth rule. Usually, most English words that end in AR are the same in Spanish. Lunar, lunar. So as you can see, these two words are identical in their spelling. The only difference is that in Spanish, the stressed syllable is in the last position, so we pronounce it as lunar. Solar, solar. In this example, we did the exact same as we did to lunar and lunar. So we moved to the stressed syllable to the last position. So now let me share an example using both words in a sentence. Un eclipse se genera al haber una alineación lunar y solar. An eclipse occurs when there's a solar-lunar alignment. Now, let's move to the fifth and last rule that I'll share with you today. Most words that end in "ary" usually have a Spanish equivalent that ends in "ario." Let me show you some examples. Vocabulary, vocabulario. In this example, we change the termination "ary" to "ario, and we emphasize the second A in the Spanish word, vocabulario. Glossary, glosario. So in this example, we change the termination "ary" to "ario, and we move the stressed syllable to the last position. Here's an example using both words in a sentence. Para ampliar tu vocabulario, puedes comenzar haciendo un glosario con las palabras que aprendas en clase. To expand your vocabulary, you can start by creating a glossary with the words that you learn in class. I've always thought that languages work in a really funny way sometimes, and cognates are a clear example of this, because Spanish and English, they're nothing alike, right? They come from different language families, they have different roots. Still, you can find some words that are identical due to the Greek and Latin roots. When I was in college, I studied a bit of Latin, and well, it wasn't easy, but I learned that it's pretty useful if you want to learn some languages in a faster way, because you already know the roots and it's way easier to understand how other languages work. So if you want to learn about cognates, click on the link below. In that document, you'll find many useful rules that you can learn if your goal is to learn as many words as possible in the least amount of time. In your opinion, which one of these is the most useful rule? Let us know in the comment section. Time for a quiz. I'll give you a sentence in English and you need to translate it to Spanish using cognates. Let us know about your results in the comment section below. 1. I have a very important meeting tomorrow. 2. I would like to expand my Spanish vocabulary. 3. It's always better to adopt than to buy animals. Now, let's check the answers. 1. Tengo una junta muy importante mañana. 2. Me gustaría expandir mi vocabulario en español. 3. Siempre es mejor adoptar que comprar animales. If this video was useful to you, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Here at Spanish 55, we have an amazing team of native Spanish speakers who can guide you all along the way towards fluency and give you really useful tips and really useful tools to help you become fluent. So don't hesitate, check out our website, check out our YouTube channel, and start learning Spanish today. So let's have a quick recap about all the things that we talked about today. Remember that cognates are words in English and Spanish that share the same Latin or Greek root. Therefore, they're pretty similar, and we have some rules to use them so that you can expand your vocabulary in a smoother way. So remember that most English words that end in "o" are usually identical to their Spanish equivalent. Also remember that most English words that end in "and" usually have a Spanish equivalent that ends in "ante." Also, if you want to turn some English words into Spanish words, you just have to add AR or IR at the end of that word. And last but not least, remember that most English words that end in "ary" usually have a Spanish equivalent that ends in "ario." So that was pretty much it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it useful. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And don't give up. Sometimes it might be quite challenging, but you got this. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.